The surge of racist violence targeting black Africans in Tunisia is unprecedented in recent history and appears to be worsening each day. Hello and welcome to the Africa News Network. These attacks follow President Kais Saied's speech, where he accused African migrants of conspiring to make Tunisia more African and less Arab.
وثم الحملات المسعورة متاع الناس المأجورين وعملاء للخارج ولجهات المشبوهة لضرب الدولة التونسية يتحدثوا اليوم عن القضايا المتعلقة بالأفارقة. نحن آثرنا على أنفسنا وقت في الكوفيد نوزعوا الأدوية ونوزعوا على الأفارقة، ونحن نرتز بانتمائنا الأفريقي، ولكن هم بطبيعة الحال تأويلهم اليوم هم يحبوا يغيروا التركيبة الديموغرافية لتونس وترتيب وخذوا فلوس كما اللي خذوا فلوس في عديد القطاعات الأخرى لضرب الدولة التونسية ولضرب الشعب التونسي.
This incident is part of a series of authoritarian actions taken by the president. Meanwhile, concern arises about the fate of the racism victims in the midst of this situation. The situation further deteriorated when 3 European leaders recently visited Tunisia to meet with President Kais Saied and sign what they call a comprehensive strategic partnership. However, critics view this agreement as a morally questionable approach to outsourcing migration control. The involved leaders are EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen, Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte. The agreement's objective is to address migration issues by having Tunisia strengthen its borders and prevent sub-Saharan African migrants from reaching Europe. In exchange, the EU has pledged a substantial financial aid package, rumoured to exceed $1 billion. However, the EU's approach has faced criticism as it seems to avoid direct responsibility for handling the migration issue. Instead, they pay Tunisia to act as a proxy, akin to hiring a bouncer to do their dirty work. European officials defend the deal, citing the need to combat human trafficking and smuggling networks that exploit vulnerable individuals seeking a better life.
We will work with Tunisia on an anti-smuggling operational partnership. We will also increase our coordination on search and rescue operations. And we agreed that we will cooperate on border management, anti-smuggling, return and addressing root causes in full respect of the international law.
Nonetheless, critics argue that the core problem extends beyond stopping smuggling and raises questions about race and Europe's inconsistent treatment of different migrant groups. For instance, Europe warmly welcomed approximately 8 million refugees from Ukraine within a short period, while Italy deported 75,000 African migrants in just 6 months, highlighting a concerning inconsistency and potential racial bias. The EU has faced accusations of hypocrisy due to their previous condemnation of Tunisia's actions in limiting freedoms. The agreement specifies that Tunisia will only repatriate its own citizens who migrated to Europe, leaving the fate of other African migrants uncertain. Reports of abuse and mistreatment of migrants in Tunisia, including arrests, beatings, and denial of basic necessities like food and water, have emerged. Despite these serious concerns, Europe appears determined to proceed with this controversial arrangement. Criticism of Europe's actions underscores a perception of a racist policy, where the EU prioritizes keeping migrants out over upholding human rights. Critics argue that given Europe's historical role in colonizing and exploiting Africa, European nations should be more receptive to accepting migrants and offering reparations, rather than outsourcing migration control to other countries. The EU's agreement with Tunisia raises ethical and moral questions about the treatment of migrants and the responsibilities of European nations in handling the migration crisis. The EU must carefully consider the implications of its actions and strive for a more compassionate and consistent approach to migration issues. Moreover, given that Tunisia is an African country and a member of the African Union, AU, questions arise about what actions the organization is taking to address these atrocities against fellow Africans. The silence of African leaders on this issue is concerning and calls for immediate attention and resolution. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our thought-provoking content. Until next time, keep questioning, keep seeking the truth. Goodbye for now.